Going Dutch Season 2, Episode 4, Recap. None of the good guys. New boyfriend background check. At the Stroopsdorf, Captain Maggie takes her new boyfriend to meet her dad. Her dad is an unusual parent. He has information gathering and breaking enemy combatant skills and can run a military base. Maggie omitted some basics on what her dad really does. Poor Michael. Colonel Quinn walks up and hands Maggie a folder on her newest boyfriend. It's a dossier with all his personal information to include fingerprints. Colonel Quinn had a complete background check run on him. It's a standard thing Maggie's dad did on every guy Maggie's dated. It's definitely a surprise for both of them. Not so much fun for Michael Grant. He's a speech pathologist, something Michael truly enjoys. The colonel also ran a criminal background check on Michael. It was spotless, and everyone breathed easier. One tiny detail Michael failed to disclose to Maggie was the fact he's still currently married. Michael quickly explains that his divorce is finalized, but he is officially separated. The weird fact Colonel Quinn found was that Michael's wife's grandmother and his grandmother share the same last name. Michael states his ex-wife and he are cousins. His first cousin. They are literally cousins. Michael points out it's fine for kings to do it. Maggie and the colonel both state it's not. Maggie tells Michael to leave and he rushes away. Maggie has the worst taste in men. The colonel agrees and is not helping as Maggie sinks into a sad abyss. The colonel tries to cheer her up with a joke about Michael and love being forever when you marry your first cousin. Maggie's not amused. Dad tries to cheer up his daughter, Captain Maggie, and Colonel Quinn are riding along the highway. She tells him he's like the divorced dad taking his sad daughter out for ice cream to cheer her up. The colonel tells his daughter she can break the curse of dating bad men. Maggie tells him she picks bad men because of her dad. The colonel's defense is he was rarely around when she was growing up, so how could he be the reason? He says there were worse dads than him, and names them to prove it. Maggie says it's serious. She thinks she'll die alone. Of course, the colonel makes it all about him. He says he'll always be with her after he passes on, and his brain is downloaded into a Terminator robot. They are stopped outside the Stroopsdorf base by protesters. They are Belgian separatists trying to form their own country. The colonel has zero respect and says they are trying to create a tinier, lamier country. He drives over their flag as he moves forward through the group and heads to the base. One of the protesters calls them rude and is angry at them for running over their flag. Maggie chastises her dad, but he is not sorry. He thought it looked like a sheet, not a flag. Friday night happy hour. Maggie proof cure back in her office. Captain Maggie is visited by Sergeant Conway. Conway says they are going out for happy hour and get her over her last boyfriend, the kissing cousin. Captain Maggie only started dating Mike to get over her secret love for Major Shaw. Now it's more painful because she has two guys to forget. Maggie is afraid to try looking for a new guy. Conway assures her the happy hour is a singles mixer, and Maggie proof. Conway reduced the number of eligible women and invited the best European officers from nearby bases, all for Maggie to choose a special guy. Maggie says it's like Conway designed her own personal episode of The Bachelorette. Conway assures Maggie there's not a bad guy to pick in the bunch. She can lose. Maggie's happy and all in. Major Shaw gripes about all the work that goes into a marriage to Colonel Quinn. Shaw says he needs a break from all that. Quinn invites him to his house, and they can watch a Bruins game. Quinn gets a call on his cell phone from an unknown caller. The caller identifies himself as Bastien, the leader of the Belgian separatist movement. Shaw tries to trace the call. Bastien requests Quinn apologize for running over their flag when they entered the base. Quinn refuses and states he never apologizes for anything. Bastien makes a demand, but has nothing to threaten Quinn with because they are a non-violent movement. Shaw finds Bastien's call location. Major Shaw will notify Stroopsdorf police to arrest this guy Bastien. Colonel Quinn hopes they slap the cuffs on the pervert for threatening the U.S. Army. Shaw asks how he knows he's a pervert. The colonel says he knows because he speaks French. At the BOSS singles happy hour on the base, Jan flirts with the single guys while bartending at the special night celebration Sergeant Conway planned for Captain Maggie. Maggie and Conway arrived in civilian clothes. Maggie is worried the men gathered there would be disappointed if they find she's the only woman there. Conway says they can distract them with the amazing Papadkis. He's assisted by his roommate, Specialist Gideon. Maggie is amazed. At the colonel's place, Major Shaw wonders how Maggie's big love life celebration reset is going. This is news to the colonel. Colonel Quinn says Maggie told him it's all his fault she picks bad guys. He does deep believe her. Shaw says there may be some truth to Maggie's assumption according to Freud's parental dynamics research. Quinn says Freud was an adult drug addict, so his teachings don't apply. Colonel Quinn gets another unknown caller. It's Bastian. Quinn asks why he's not in jail. Bastian was released on bail and is no flight risk. He will continue to fight for his country. He tells them not to trace the call because he's on the base. Shaw is worried they turned a separatist into a terrorist. Colonel Quinn is ready for a fight. He and Shaw go to find Bastian and secure the base. Base lockdown and minimal apology base physical security is increased as exterior lockdown is implemented. MPs are patrolling on foot and by car. The colonel is frustrated by Bastian, and Shaw tells him about what he learned about the Belgian separatists. They hear a noise while out checking the base. They see a masked man and chase him. Meanwhile, Papadakis is entertaining the men at Singles happy hour. Colonel Quinn and Major Shaw walk in to warn Sergeant Conway about the Belgian separatist that infiltrated the base. They tell her he's threatening sabotage. The colonel says they need to shut down the event. Conway wants to do it because Maggie is just beginning to have some fun. Shaw says they could stay and just block the exits. Conway suggests they use Maggie to draw out the bad guy because she's a magnet for losers. Colonel Quinn likes that idea. Conway says she was just kidding. Maggie sees them and walks over to their table. They pretend they were here to cheer her on. She hasn't found anyone yet and continues circulating. Colonel Quinn and Major Shaw walk around searching for the separatist. Major Shaw, Sergeant Conway, and Colonel Quinn take turns shadowing Maggie, hoping to find the bad guy. At the bar, Jan talks to a good-looking guy with a wonderful accent. He directs him to Captain Maggie because he needs to talk to someone at the base. On the other side of the room, Colonel Quinn and Major Shaw take the guy Maggie just spoke to out of the room and question him. Shaw gets upset with the guy as he said Maggie was so easy. The guy is American and Quinn and Shaw realize they got the wrong guy. Maggie talks to Bastian at the event. He is a Belgian separatist. Maggie shows Bastian around and he takes him to the base laundry. She flirts with him. Quinn and Shaw race to the laundry. Maggie had already unarmed and trapped the Belgian separatist in the laundry office. Colonel Quinn actually apologized a little to his daughter. Maggie thanks Conway for the event celebration and is happy to see her dad speed dating eligible guys for her. What a quirky twist. This episode was more like the fun, comical energy that caught your attention in Season 1. It was cute to see Maggie trying to find a way to pick better guys to date. Conway is innovative and a good planner who will help her fellow friends. Colonel Quinn is trying to be a better dad to his daughter. Papadakis and Gideon are hilarious in a skewed manner. Major Shaw still does get it, but seems to really like Captain Maggie. Bastian and Maggie seem to have a jolt and spark as a couple. He'd be a good addition. Jan is the only cute, multitasking foreigner working on the base. This was a great episode, one of the best this season. I laughed lots, and rate this episode a 4.9 stars out of 5.